Hello everybody, it is Alan it's Brony time, and welcome back to Let's Play Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. We're back. I have another 3-day weekend, so I was like, oh my god, it's time for more Ace Attorney. Anyway, when we last left off, I believe we were still at the trial of Angel, still at the trial of Alana Sky. Angel Star took the stand. We've kind of been pushing back on her. There's been a lot of fighting over the muffler, and then this big old man, Dave McGann, came in and started crap-talking Edgeworth for not doing his job properly. And now he is testifying to a department in disorder is the name of the testimony, so let's go through it. The knife is special, but I can't say how here. Unless there's evidence to prove a connection between the knife and Goodman. That was a bad day for the department. We weren't in any shape to do an investigation. The detective was killed at the police department. See what a mess! The time of the crime? 5:15. Scary coincidence, eh? It's not officially linked to this here case, so I can't talk much about it. There was a murder at the police department. A detective? That's hush-hush information, Ajay. We haven't exactly announced it yet. Oh, wait a second. You said 5:15. That's the exact time that Detective Goodman was killed at the prosecutor's office. Orja! Anyway, we at the department were all flustered, as you might well assume. We're in the middle of a top-secret investigation. Don't tell anyone, okay? I think we understand the police department situation. Well, Mr. Wright, two detectives killed at the same time in two different places. The chances of that are really slim, scientifically speaking, of course. I'd like to exercise my right to cross-examine the witness. Very well, however, keep your questions focused on the case at hand. Objection! Wait a second. At last, an honest-to-goodness objection. This knife. This has to have something to do with Detective Goodman. What do you mean? And honest to goodness, what do you mean from Ajay? This is great. Look at the tag on this knife. It reads SL-9 number 2. And this is important. Why? Over here we also have a memo that was on the body of the victim. What's this? 6 minus 7s, 12-2. Your Honor, it's upside down. Upside. The printed name on the memo makes it look like it's right side up. But turn it around and what do you get? February 21st. Aha! Whoever wrote this note was holding the paper upside down. SL-9. That's the same thing that is written on the knife's tag. Orja. Well, Chief? Oh, well. I guess the cat's out of the bag. You win, Righto. I win? What game is this guy playing? This knife was evidence in a case. It was stolen from the department's evidence room. That was a bad day for the department. Okay, yeah, press. Something happened at the police department too, huh? You got a good look in your eyes there, Righto, my boy. Sharp, hungry. So, something did happen. And why wasn't I informed? Why weren't you informed? Well, why didn't you ask? No matter, I understand. You were busy with that Lana's case and all. Well, what happened? What happened at the police department that day? On the same day that a detective was killed in the prosecutor's parking lot, another detective was killed at the police department. That's a fact. Surprising, isn't it, Aji? I'm at a loss for words. And the perpetrator. Do you have a suspect? Well, there was a suspect. Just arrested him, in fact. Just arrested? That was quick. But that's still a lot of unanswered questions. Maybe you could help, Righto. Suppose I could help. If you help me by giving me data on your case. Oh, good one. This kid's sharp. Okay, here's the deal. I'll tell you one thing and one thing only. So, tell me, where was the victim found? Well, I can't speak on where the corpse was found, but I can say the crime took place in the evidence room at the police department. The evidence room? Wait a second. I've heard of that. The evidence room... Didn't he mention that in his testimony just now? There's the connection between the two cases. You seem happy, Mr. Wright. Happy? Happy? We just got handed our ticket to go to town on this case. With the link between the two cases established, we finally have some leverage. Now we can get Gant to testify about the details. Chief, the defense position is simply this. The connection between these two cases has already been proven. Heh, you don't say. Well, out with it, Righto. What's your connection? Yes, out with it, Mr. Wright. The connection is a place mentioned in the testimony we just heard. The knife found in the lot was stolen, from the police department's evidence room. Not to mention, the victim had on him the case number on the knife's evidence tag. We also know that the detective murdered at the police department was killed in that very same evidence room. Indeed, there do seem to be too many connections for it to be a coincidence. You two make a good pair. Took my men 2 days to find out what you deduced right here. Chief, I request that you release your information to the victim at the police department. See, that's the tricky part. It hasn't been announced yet and all. Can we get the information? Unofficially? Sure, why not? It's unofficial after all. What, really? Who would have guessed? I'll cooperate, but I can't reveal the name of the depictor at the department, okay? If you're going to tell us little, why not tell us everything? Well, case information is sticky stuff. We have to do everything properly. Oh, well, I guess I might as well try to get what I can out of him. Okay, how about you tell me the victim's ID number? Sure, why not? It's not like you'll be able to tell who it is from that. Of course not. You won't tell me their name after all. We keep a tight lid on ID numbers, so don't go getting your hopes up. The number is 5842189. Well, that's quite long. And we have to remember these. It drives me nuts. 82. I can't do it. You didn't even get the first number right. Well, Mr. Wright, does this tell you anything? The ID number of the victim of the police department. 5842189. Actually, it does, Your Honor. It does. I think. Meaning? It has to be what I think it is. But what does this mean? Well, let's hear what the defense has to say. You say the ID number of the detective who was murdered at the police department tells you something. What does it tell you? Take that! Witness. What is it, Mr. Wright? You're grinning like a schoolgirl on prom night. No, it's just, I got confused. And this is the news? Huh? Just come out with both guns blazing. like you always do. The police department, the prosecutor's office, 2 places, 2 detectives murdered at one time. Actually, I happen to have a police ID number here. Oh, is it yours? No, Your Honor, I'm a defense attorney, remember? This is the ID number of our victim, Detective Goodman. Shame on you, Rhino. Personnel IDs are top secret. Detective Goodman's ID number is 5842189. And this means what exactly? Huh? Wait, that ID number we heard from the chief earlier. That started with 82. I've forgotten. You didn't even get the first number right again. The number the chief of police gave us was 5842189. Well, wait a second, Wright. What does this mean? That's what I want to know. The 2 ID numbers are identical. In other words, the detective killed in the police department's evidence room was Bruce Goodman. What does our witness think about that? Oh, sharp as a tack, Righto. Sharp as a tack. But wait, Detective Goodman is our victim. He was killed at 5:15 in the underground parking lot. Yet a Detective Bruce Goodman was killed at the police department, in the evidence room, at the exact same time. That's impossible. So what you're saying is, the same person was killed at the same time, and in a completely different location. Order, No. What I want to know is why didn't I hear about this? Yes, it's top secret, fine, but I'm a prosecutor in charge of the case. Now just wait a second, Worthy, no need to get all flustered. Your Honor, the police department has made a grave error in this case. Wait. I said, wait. Or didn't you hear me? The oversight, the grave error. Mr. Edgeworth, they're yours. What? How dare... We informed you yesterday. I believe it was our Officer Meekins who brought you the news. Officer Meekins? Mr. Wright, where have we heard that name before? Wait, aha! Oh, God, right. Sorry, guys. You don't mean him? According to Meekins, you didn't accept the report. Hard to believe. But your officer, he told me. He said the report had nothing to do with the Lana Sky incident. Detective Bruce Goodman murdered in the police department's evidence room. Mr. Edgeworth, the victim's name is written right here on the top of the report. God! But why didn't your officer tell me? Honestly, I'm not sure if that officer was capable of making the connection. He did seem challenged. Wow, Emma. Wow. In any case, this is a serious error. A gross negligence of duty on your part, Worth. But sir, you could have submitted that report this morning to the court as evidence. Then No such luck this time, Worthy. Or should I say, unworthy. What? Now, what was the second rule of evidence law? Mr. Wright? Oh, well, it's Rule 2. Unregistered evidence presented must be relevant to the case on trial. And how is this rule relevant? Normally, submit a list of evidence to be used in the court before the trial. This report wasn't on that list. So, what does this mean? I couldn't submit this evidence until a connection was proven in court. The connection was just proven by Righto over here. Good job, Righto, my boy. Huh? I was just doing my job. No. No! Man, poor Edgeworth. It seems we have come to the end of this trial. I know you're going through a tough time, Worthy, with all those rumors. You were even in the defendant's chair just this past December. I apologize for this terrible lack of due diligence on my part. Mr. Edgeworth, please, just give me one day. I'll get to the bottom of what happened if it's the last thing I do. You'd better get results this time, really. You have my profound apologies, sir. Poor Mr. Edgeworth. I don't think there's ever been an error this serious in the history of this court. I'll grant 1 for the day as the prosecution has requested. Will that be sufficient, Mr. Edgeworth? Yes, Your Honor, thank you. Whatever your punishment for this is, for your sake, I hope it's not decisive. Very well, court is adjourned. Bam bam, everybody. There we go. Alrighty. Oh, Mr. Wright, so... That's not what I meant to click. What's going on with the case anyway? I'm a little confused. Huh? Well, let's see, what is going on? The victim, Detective Bruce Goodman, was stabbed to death after 5 p.m. on the 21st. He died in the prosecutor's parking lot and the police department's evidence room. What's this "and the evidence room" part? The prosecutor's office and the police department are 30 minutes apart by car. Well, that's what we're going to find out. Or try to, at least. Alright, let's do it. Glad she's in good spirits, but I'm not sure she's going to be much help with this. Don't be so sure, Mr. Wright. Look, we're in this together, right? I'll prove that these thick-rimmed glasses of mine aren't just for show. Let's go. Science awaits us. You know, I really don't think we should worry about the police department murder. There wasn't even a body found there. Who cares? Yeah, it was only our victim was killed in their evidence room. No biggie. Besides, my sister would never do such a thing. I know it. My sister erasing evidence of the crime scene? Never. Even though she says they don't get along, Emma really likes her sister. That's not it at all. It's just... we're both professionals at what we do, and I trust her. Big words for a high school student. Well, whether there was blood on the floor or not, the water in that oil drum washed it all away. Ignore the strength of my science at your own peril, Mr. Wright. Huh? What's that grin for? This situation calls for one thing, and that is luminol testing fluid. Luminol? Blood is sticky stuff, you know. You can't just wash it away with a little water. Even if you can't see it, it's still there. But wouldn't the police have already done those tests? Never trust anyone's eyes but your own, Mr. Wright. Just give it a try. Me? Why do I have to do it? I'm a minor. I can't even drink yet. We're testing bloodstains with this stuff, not drinking it. Hey, look, I'll lend you these glasses, huh? You had an extra pair of those things? To test for blood reaction, just spray the luminol on it. Like this. Press enter to spray it on, okay? Let's find those bloodstains. I can see her eyes shining behind those glasses. So this is a bloodstain. It's so, Emma, you're shaking. It's just, this is my first time seeing real blood. Scientific investigation in action. Okay, well, we definitely know that this is a bloodstain. But doesn't something strike you as odd? Scientifically speaking, of course. What's odd about this scientifically? The perpetrator and Detective Goodman fought here, right? Don't you think there'd be a little more blood? I definitely think so. I mean, look at all the blood on the sole of the victim's shoe. It is pretty strange. If they fought here, there'd have to be more blood than this. Hey, Mr. Wright, I'm gonna mark up the floor plans when we find a bloodstain, okay? See, I'm pretty handy to have around, right? Yeah, and this stuff's pretty handy too. I saved up my allowance to buy that. We can't be sure that the police will reveal all their evidence in court. Sometimes they fail to mention evidence that doesn't fit with their view of the case. And let's drag that hidden evidence out into the light of day. Yeah, it feels like we're really investigating a crime now, doesn't it? Guess I should give this spray on anything suspicious. Ha! Ha!
I wonder how that fluid of yours would react to a nice deli box.
God, I forget her voice.
To a nice deli box. There we go. Miss Star, you only trust your own eyes, Not bad, you two. The day-old deli box is on the house.
Sorry, it's just that kind of lead-in doesn't really get my mouth watering.
You certainly put me in a tight spot today.
My apologies, Miss Star, but...
No, it's okay. It was my fault. Oh, we know. I witnessed everything from the security room right there. But I was afraid that wouldn't sound convincing enough, you see. I was wrong to think that. I'm sorry.
Sorry? You lied on the witness stand. That's unforgivable.
Little girl, don't forget what's important here. Even if the place I witnessed the evidence from was different, I still saw what I saw. I saw a chief prosecutor stab a man in cold blood, and that testimony still stands. I swear it on my honor as a detective. She stabbed Goodman. I know this photograph is so important to us, but what? So, you were a detective, weren't you, Miss Star? Yes, it was a long time ago. Well, 2 years ago. No matter how hard the criminal when they faced me. They coughed it up. Coughed it up? They confessed. They babbled like babies. You know. I may seem like a demon sometimes, but I can be an angel too. I wouldn't doubt it. Every day I drag the dirt out of the mouths of suspect after suspect. And before long, they called me the Cough Up Queen. Oh, and here I thought someone had gotten food poisoning from your lunches. And you were let go or fired? It's all because of that case. The SL-9 incident. SL-9? Wait, she doesn't mean... what do you think about this? The SL-9 incident. It's written on that knife. And on that note... Goodman.
Goodman was the head detective of that case, you know.
Really? That knife was evidence... That knife was evidence from that case. The murder weapon. It was due for transfer the very day that Goodman was killed. As I suspected. SL-9 isn't over. Not yet. Do you think you could tell us more about the SL-9 incident? I had one of those up until 2 years ago. But when you were the Cough-Up Queen, right? We found this ID card here in this parking lot. Well, there's no mistaking that. It's definitely Goodman's. But it's the same ID as the man who was killed at the police department. That's impossible. I wish I could be so sure.
Okie dokie. Let's just present everything to her.
If you think about it, I could have taken that picture from the guard room. But even I get flustered sometimes. So you went straight to the scene of the crime. I rushed towards the chain link fence in an effort to stop the murder. That's when I took this photo, yes. In other words, 5 minutes after the crime. These 5 minutes are the whole problem. The whole of my testimony, as it were. 5 minutes weren't the problem, Miss Star. You lying was the problem. Listen, little girl, I've had my testimony disregarded before. And I wasn't going to have it disregarded again. Just like that time. That time? That incident really opened my eyes to the truth. We're nothing to them. Disposable. Disposable to who? 2 years ago, it was the biggest case I'd ever handled. The police and the prosecutors were desperate for decisive evidence. So, they didn't solve it. On the contrary, it was solved quite clearly. The criminal was caught and executed. Executed? Yes, the criminal got what was coming to him. It doesn't get any cleaner than that. The only problem was they never did find decisive evidence, not a shred. What? But the criminal was executed, right? On the basis of evidence of a sort. Made-up evidence. What? You mean they executed someone with fabricated evidence? The best part came several months after the trial. Every detective involved in that case was dealt with. Some were demoted to patrolmen, others found themselves out of a job. And you were one of those. Myself and one other person you know well. Wait, could it be... Exactly, Detective Jake Marshall. Oops, I mean Police Department Security Detail Officer Jake Marshall. As professional detectives, we investigated that case from every angle. Jake was particularly determined, and then it was over, and he was demoted. However, he hasn't forgotten, and neither have I. You haven't forgotten SL-9. There was another side to that case, a hidden side. That's what we're after now. And no one up in their fancy offices can stop us. Wait, those lunches you sell. There is only one reason I came to sell lunches in this accursed office. I came here to meet old friends, boyfriends that can help me investigate. Miss Star's old boyfriends. How does she have so many anyway? Just when all the detectives on SL-9 have disappeared, we find new evidence. There has to be a connection. So, Rookie, what? It's like you're serious about investigating this case. Yes. Then you should take this. A Salisbury steak lunch? I know a certain guy who might help you, if you tempt him with this treat. Miss Starr, Officer Marshall, is he your, are you going out? Why do you want to know? I was just wondering what happened to him. A long time ago when he was helping my sister do cases, he was so nice. He got along so well with my sister, it made me jealous. And he was nice to me too, back then. This would be when Officer Marshall was a detective. But now he's so cold. Jake and I are merely cooperating on this investigation. We're putting the past to rest, as it were. Nothing more than that. I see. Thank you, Officer Jake Marshall. Oh, God. Well, let's go talk to Mr. Marshall. It's even busier here today than it was yesterday. The detectives are running around so fast, they're blurring. Suppose it makes sense. Detective did get quickly after all. Of the evidence room, the scene of a crime. According to the pamphlet we got at the front desk. Here it is. It's like a kid at an amusement park. Ooh, a real crime scene. Let's go take a look. Look at that patrolman is saluting that other guy. He must be a detective. You idiot! What were you thinking? Where's your head? Sir, it's right here. Guess he wasn't saluting. He was showing the detective where his head was. They make a good pair. The Blue Badger is still writhing around today. Ah! Ah! Let's give him the benefit of the doubt and say he's dancing. Speaking of dancing, the whole police department has been dancing around like crazy since yesterday. Can I take out his batteries? I just can't help but feel he's going to do something naughty. Mr. Wright, do you know why patrol cars are painted black and white? No idea why. Well, I think... Okay. A panda? I saw a patrol car and it came to me. We just had been at the zoo, see? What about zebras? Okay. That's the same shit. Nice slogan. I wonder if they'll be selling fingerprint sets. I don't think that's kind of a campaign. What family wouldn't want to set it at home? It's good for finding out who snuck into the cookie jar. I think most families can figure that without extra trouble. Okay, so there's not really much that's changed here. Wow, everyone looks deadly serious here. Well, there was a vicious murder of the detective down at the police department. Yes, but the same detective was also killed at the same time in the prosecutor's lot. Ah, makes my head hurt. Well, first things first, let's go check out the police department crime scene. Yes, you sound dead set on investigating. But don't mess up, or we could wind up dead. I doubt anyone wants more mysteries or dead bodies around here right now. But it doesn't look like anyone's going to help us that much either. There are detectives' desks. There are computers and files on each one. Funny, they're a lot tidier than I expect. I guess the detectives don't spend a lot of their time at their desks. That must be one of the detectives. He's mumbling something to himself. I know. The killer used dry ice. If you put it between the itch and the latch of the door, the room could be sealed shut. This is good. I'd win a writer's award for sure. He's not writing a report. He's writing a novel. That must be the chief of detectives. He's glued to his computer screen. What? Detective Good. Detective Good in the evidence room. Tell me no one outside the police department. No! I told the old lady at the restaurant everything. Someone's getting a demotion. So this is the police mascot, is it? The Blue Badger, the future star of the police force. That design's a little changed from the one outside. Ah, well, the Dancing Blue Badger trademark is still under development, you see. You have it trademarked? Absolutely. It's cutting-edge stuff, very now. I showed this doll here to my daughter, and she burst into tears. Don't show her the moving mock-up outside, then. You'll give her nightmares. Poster of a female officer. Wait, no, that's the latest Babe's uniform calendar. My bad. What's with the decor in this place? It's very eccentric. According to the pamphlet, this is the guard station for the evidence room. So beyond that door is the evidence room, the scene of the crime. It sure seems that way. Oh, what's wrong? It's those cacti. They're so prickly, so imposing. It's hard to think straight. If you can't handle the cacti, stay out of the desert. What I want to know is if this is the guard station. Where's the guard? I have a feeling I know who he is already. Well, we're past time, so I'm going to end it right here. Here we go. So we discovered the SL-9 incident, and we're going to investigate the evidence room. Thank you all for watching. Please leave a like, comment, and subscribe to any time for more content, especially more Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. Also, please make sure to share this video far and wide so we get as many eyes on the series as possible. I will see you all next time.